So what's the science behind ERP? Why does this work? Well, to understand how ERP works, we go back to our Psychology 101 days where we learned about classical and operant conditioning. So classical conditioning is just when two things get linked together to create fear. And so when somebody has OCD, these things can pile on, and there can be lots of associations that get linked together. For example, somebody that maybe when they were a child had an experience where they ate chicken and they got sick might link that restaurant that they had chicken at to being sick. With OCD, they also may pile this on to chicken in general or broccoli, the fact that their chicken was on a white plate, and these associations get formed over time. Okay, operant conditioning comes in because it's the understanding that whenever we're engaging in a behavior that has a satisfactory response to it, we're more likely to engage in that behavior again. So if you have OCD or an anxiety disorder, what's happening is you get a trigger, then you engage in a behavior to get relief. Maybe some kind of a compulsion, or you might engage in some kind of a safety behavior or an avoidance behavior. Then you're going to get relief. And due to the theory of operant conditioning, we know that that just reinforces the whole thing over time. So this is where you're likely to get graphs that look like this when you're measuring symptoms, because operant conditioning just reinforces everything over and over again. The great news here is that both classical and operant conditioning can be rewired, and through exposure response prevention, you can help people have experiences that are different than the experiences that they've had before that have created the classical and operant conditioning. Knowing what creates operant conditioning and classical conditioning is exactly what gives us the knowledge that we now have on ERP to break these kinds of graphs and create graphs that create more gradual declines of emotion over time and new learning experiences. And this is where, to further understand, you're going to want to watch the videos that I'm doing on the habituation model of ERP and the inhibitory learning model of ERP.